It'll be one to go this time by. Coming to the green, buddy, coming to the green. Let's go get him. Go, 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 go!
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway.
We're now joined in the infield media center interview room by today's winner of the Kansas Lottery 300, driver of the number 18 Z-Line Designs Toyota, Denny Hamlin. Denny, tell us about your run.
We struggled a little bit in practice. We weren't the greatest, but we worked on it. Qualifying was a struggle for us. We had an interliner go out on us in qualifying, so we didn't have a good qualifying spot. But we definitely made the best of it. Our car was not so great at the beginning. It was probably a mid top 5 car or a mid top 10 car for the first 75 laps, and then we just had one adjustment that really took the car off. I think it was the second or third pit stop. The car really took off. Joel and Mike got together, did some great adjustments on the car, and just got better each time I came on pit road.
We'll open up to questions from media. Start with Bruce.
Yeah, Denny, you really made a big deal about your pit crew getting you out in front. Did you kind of have a feeling that once you were out in front that it would be pretty hard for somebody to pass you?
Yeah, with the restrictor plates on these cars, it's very hard for someone to get a run and get by you. I had a heck of a time trying to get around the 64 who was a lap down. So, it's tough. And I knew once I got in front of the 33, he was going to have to be significantly faster than I was to get around us. Looked like his car worked best on the bottom as well. So I knew if I could just hold the bottom, not give him a half a nose to look under me, that was going to be fine.
Additional questions? Go to Bob. Back over here.
Bob Hockers, NASCAR scene. Can you just talk about the restart with the guys on the tail end of the lead lap in front of you? And you didn't really hesitate to make it 3 wide if you had to?
I wasn't hesitating. I was trying it, that's for sure. But, we needed like just a fender to clear some of those guys. I think the 64 right off the bat when we went the first 3 wide. But, he was trying to stay on the lead lap or get the lucky dog. So he raced us pretty tough. And, let the 2 and the 17 get a little closer to me than what I'd like. And I couldn't get my car working up high. Even if he, chose to give me the bottom, he was running so hard up top I could not get around him. So, I was trying to do everything I could to space myself out early on that restart, but I just could not get clear.
Evan Stevens, ESPN The Magazine. A little bit different question. Compared to the other major spectator sports, baseball, football, basketball, what do you think makes NASCAR special? What makes it special and different for you?
Probably the accessibility that the fans have. We have a unique sport in the fact that something goes wrong, there's a camera in your face within 2 minutes. There's no cool off period. We can't go to the locker room and cool off. The fans are right there in the middle of the action. They have a ton of access, for practices, races, and whatnot. And it's just more than one person. Baseball is a team sport, football is a team sport, but it relies a lot on individual talent. In racing, you're relying on the pit crew guys to get you out in front. Your car's got to be right when it leaves the shop, and you got to have good drivers, and it's just a lot that goes into it. There's not just the fastest driver always winning.
Nick Bromberg, Kansas City Star. Did you know that Toyota clinched the Manufacturers' Championship today with your win? And how does it feel? You guys switched over last year, and Joe Gibbs basically did it themselves this year.
Yeah, it was a great transition over to Toyota. They made it easy for us to change to them. They've done such a good job with the support for our race teams over on the Cup side and the nationwide side. So I've enjoyed the partnership that we've had with Toyota. I've got their first win on the Cup side at the duel earlier at Daytona, and to be able to clinch for them over here on the nationwide side is very special for me. It seems like we always win these special races for Toyota, so We try to do our best to give back just like they do. We donated 2 or 3 Toyota Priuses to underprivileged persons and food groups, and Toyota's just stepped up. I mean, they've been a manufacturer that's been behind this race team 120%. If we have any problems, any complaints, they're the first to go to work on it. So we've gotten everything, all the tools that we need to win from them.
You were getting pretty annoyed there with Stremme. I mean, did you almost kind of like wonder, like, what's going on here? And also, how close could that have really come to just throwing away what was a great effort by you?
It was real close when I got, he's just running so close to my door, and you can get your air taken off of you. And I mean, if I did get loose and get into him, he was going to be the one that was going to get the bad end of it. So it wasn't going to be in his benefit. But I think he was just trying to stay on the lead lap. I understand that part of it for sure. So you can't really complain too much. He was doing what he had to do to try to get a good finish. And I'm not sure where the car was that he was racing, but I'm sure it was pretty close because it was right on a restart.
Go back, Bob. Bob.
Do you feel like you have as much horsepower now as you did before the rule change a couple months ago? You were able to pull away here on what's considered a pretty high-speed track.
Yeah, I mean, since we've taken the magnets off the gas pedal, we can go even further now. we can really press the gas down. No, but they've done a good job. They really did a good job of trying to regain that horsepower, and I think they've gotten a little bit of it back for sure. And I've never seen in history any team, and it's definitely zoomed in on Joe Gibbs Racing, but a team get penalized for doing such hard work. And I've been in different cars. I've been in the 32 at Braun. I've been at the Gibbs cars. It's just the details of that race team is what's making it so strong. It's not the engine package. It's just really good equipment. It's really good people over there. And when you have the support that the Cup side's given the nationwide side now, it's going to be tough for an outside team to really compete.
Come back up front here. Come back.
How does this speak to the depth of the 18 team that 2 straight weeks you win without Jason Ratcliffe on top of the pit box?
He really does a good job from home. I mean, of course, he hears what's going on, but I mean, he really has to lean on the guys here at the racetrack with Joel and a couple other guys that really have stepped up and taken the leadership of this race team. So, we had a minimum amount of help from Mike Ford. It really just race calls was the only thing that he chipped in for most part this race. And so, I mean, I'm really proud of those guys. And it just shows that, their second string ain't so bad.
Hold on. We got Bob here.
On that note, I mean, did you ask for Mike to come and help with the pit calls, and maybe are they going to let Joel do it on his own one day?
Well, he probably could one day, but the only problem is Joel's not that experienced when it comes to race conditions, knowing when cautions are going to fall, race strategy. He's great at the setups and analyzing the car and deciding what's best to put in the race car, but as far as race conditions and whatnot, that's where you got to have an experienced crew chief, and I think that's what Mike brings to the table today. He helped with the adjustments for sure. Joel pitched in with what he thought we needed to adjust the car on, and it got better every time we got on pit road. So for the most part, it was the 18 team, not Mike Ford, that really made this car go.
Yesterday, you didn't really seem to be too happy with either this effort or the Cup effort. Looking forward to tomorrow, you were able to prove today, coming up from 19th to win the race. Longer race tomorrow, or is your outlook a little more positive about what you can do in the 11?
Yeah, I learned a few things with different lines, that's for sure. That's one thing I can take in tomorrow. I don't have to wait halfway through the race before I figure out what I need to do. And today, when my car wasn't great, I could alter some things and make it better. So that's one advantage. On these big tracks, you can run both series and it not be so diverse. You can take some things from today and apply it to tomorrow, and it kind of does give us a little more confidence because we definitely haven't had great success so far this weekend on the Cup side.
Additional questions? Denny, congratulations.